So I have real problems with anxiety, and I'm beginning to understand that there are a lot of people that share the same problem, but maybe just in slightly different ways than I do. But I thought I'd go ahead and talk about my specific kind of anxiety. I get it worse when I have a test coming up. It's kind of bad. It's like I'll know that I have weeks in advance to study for it, but I'll put it off thinking, oh, I always do fine, I always get A's. But then it usually kicks in about 2 to 3 days before test day that I just start freaking out and I feel guilty about every second I waste doing something. But that doesn't make me stop wasting time. Even though I feel guilty doing the thing, I continue to do the thing. And this, of course, only causes it to go into a downward spiral where I become more and more anxious until eventually I can't do anything else but study, and I will overstudy. And I mean overstudy. And I just get so worked up to the point that I get sick. I get physically ill with how stressed I get. An example of how physically ill I can get happened when I was leaving Disney. It was like 2 nights before I was going to be leaving. I got together with a group of friends at a restaurant and we were there, and when it got time to say goodbye, I almost threw up. I started gagging. I was like, I don't want to say goodbye to you people. You people are awesome and you've been a daily part of my life for these past few months, and I don't want to say bye. And it made me ill. I became so anxious about leaving them and potentially never seeing them again that I couldn't handle it. My body couldn't handle it. And that's a problem. So how do you deal with it? One way to do it that I've found for myself is actually meditation. When you're feeling really tired and you can't sleep and because it'll waste too much time, but you really need to feel invigorated, reinvigorate, whatever, you can meditate, and that's a wonderful thing. It takes 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes, and you feel as rested as if you got 8 hours of sleep. It's an amazing thing if you really learn how to do it. Another thing that mattered to me when I was thinking about anxiety and how to get over it is a lyric from one of my favorite bands, Angels and Airwaves, where it says, "Don't pressure us, anxiety, I'm just a passenger. I'm just a passenger, I'm just passing through life and I can't control anything." We try and we try and we try to control our lives, and to some degree we can control who we're around and who we spend time with, but ultimately we don't control anything. Everything around us is just, be honest, call it divine hand of God controlling your life, if you will, or call it just natural things where you can't control what goes on in the world because of people. It doesn't matter. You aren't in control. This world isn't a pretty little box like this video here where you are completely in control of everything. You're just not. And so if you try to really grasp that concept, that we're not in control of everything and we're never going to be in control of everything, and instead we just need to be like clouds, just passengers in life. We are going to have to make decisions and we're going to have to do things, but why fret about things in the future? It's best to prepare for your future. Absolutely. You need to be smart and you need to prepare for your future, but letting it bother you so much that you become physically ill, that's just not good for anyone, not you or anyone around you. And you shouldn't let those negative things that might not ever happen affect the positive things that very well might happen, because if you do, you'll never truly enjoy those positive things. So the best idea is for you to get used to the concept that you're not in control and just let go and live day to day loving people and being the best you that you can be. I think if everyone could grasp this concept, the world would be a better place, because we'd move through it knowing that our fellow man is just trying to get through life. And yeah, sometimes you're dealt a bad hand, but there's nothing you can do about it. The best thing you can do is accept it, grab it, and do the best with it that you can. Just go through life. You're just a passenger doing what you can, and so is everyone else. So stop hating and just love and get through life, because we're all human and we all make mistakes. It does us no good to think of potential bad things happening in the future and freak out about them now. It's not happening now. It might happen in the future. It might not happen in the future. There are things that will happen in the future, but worrying about it now does you no good and does nobody any good. And that's not even a strange or difficult concept. Everyone on some level understands this, but something about it communicating from our head to our hearts, feelings, things, there's a disconnection. We can mentally know we're not in control and things aren't going to happen the way we want them to, but for some reason we just can't connect to that concept. Somewhere it just doesn't work. And so we still end up freaking about the future as much as we know that we can't control it and that it's going to be in the future and that doesn't have to affect today. But it is important to come to terms with that, to understand that things that may or may not happen in the future don't have to control who you are today, because those things aren't happening today. Just deal with life as it comes, one step at a time, one foot in front of the other. You're gonna get through this one way or another, because, it's warmer on the other side. It might be cold for a long, long time. Winter is coming, right? But life always has a way of turning out okay. It just does. It's gonna be all right. Tragedy happens. Terrible things happen, and you're gonna get sad, and you're going to be depressed, but don't let that affect today. If today isn't so bad, then don't act like it's so bad. I guess the point of this video is to live today for today alone. Forget all the negative things that may or may not happen in the future and just enjoy life in the moment. Tomorrow might not be such a great day, and you might know tomorrow's not going to be a great day, but that shouldn't stop you from making today a great day. Anxiety, don't pressure us. We're just passengers. See you next time. DFTBA. Oh yeah, and Chelsea, we'll see you tomorrow.